time we're gonna switch over to some updates from the community. So I'm gonna go ahead and invite Neighbors for Clean Air to provide a short update here.
Yeah, hi everyone. I just wanted to share a quick update on some community engagement that's been going on with community members in Wasco County. I'm Kainalu Bailey. I also go by Kai. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Breathe Organ Program Manager at Neighbors for Clean Air. And for some background, at NCA, we advocate for those who are most affected by environmental injustices, particularly in consideration to air quality. And as we become more aware of the potential Portland Harbor Superfund material transportation and disposal plans that would require the 3 million cubic yards of materials to travel by barge, truck, and or rail through the gorge, we recognized the need for representation of the community members who will be most affected by these plans. We learned about community mobilization that was going on around this issue in Wasco County through articles in the Columbia Gorge News written by Aileen Hymas. She has now written numerous articles about the Superfund transportation and disposal and has continued to lift up voices and keep residents of the gorge informed on developments. Through Aileen, some Wasco County community members reached out to us and were able to attend the September 10th Portland Harbor Collaborative meeting. However, many were not. So, with the help of our on the ground community organizers, we held an in person meeting in the Dalles to share the EPA presentation on material transportation and disposal and to provide that opportunity for Wasco County community members to share their questions, concerns, and comments directly to EPA. And during this meeting, we heard from people who voiced their health and safety concerns that have been ongoing on 5 Mile Road, which leads to the landfill. And people spoke of dangerous road conditions, trash on farmland, interrupted sleep due to road noise, concerns about well water, and fearful school bus rides and pickups. We will be organizing another meeting early in the new year to update folks and continue to support the outreach efforts and help make sure that these voices continue to be part of the conversation going forward. That's the update on the community engagement that's been going on in Wasco County. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Kai. Any quick questions? Great. I see Cassie's hand.
Thanks, Kanalu. Yeah, I followed up with, I was able to go to one of those and listen in, and I followed up with the person that I was sitting next to over there who has property that surrounds actually three sides of that facility, who had a lot of direct experience to what some of the ongoing issues are over there at the site and just directly off of the site. And um, we were able to connect him with the DEQ point person that oversees, sort of monitors the facility over there, and they connected. I think he was going to go out for a site visit to that person's property and take a look through his eyes. So that was great. I haven't found out kind of what followed from that, but
Great. Thanks, Cassie. And I see Laura's hand as well.
This is not a quick um, question or answer, but this brought up the idea of it's been talked about dumping our toxic dredge in Ross Island, and I just think that's a really bad idea for a lot of different reasons. And I'm hoping that um, presentation from EPA will be done on that and or DEQ. I don't know. I think above the Superfund site or below the Superfund site, at St. Helens, both really bad ideas. So I think that needs to be explored.
Thanks for that feedback, Laura. Yeah, Caleb, I see you're off mute, so feel free.
Oh, yeah, Laura, you had just mentioned you hope EPA would give a presentation. If EPA were considering any sort of formal proposal to send Portland Harbor Waste to Ross Island, we would certainly come to the community and present on that. But we are not in any sort of formal review stage or formal consideration stage of any proposal that's been submitted to us to send waste to Ross Island. But if that day were to come, I just wanted to assure you we would certainly come to the community and present and talk about it.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. Good to know.
Thanks for that update. We have one more quick update from Sarah Taylor, who wanted to share a little bit about the economic opportunities analysis. So, Sarah, if you're on.
I'm here.
Great.
I don't know that I have a lot to share. The discussion draft can be found at BPS, and you just put in EOA and you can see the discussion draft. And I think that the main thing I think that has struck me is the absence of a discussion about the Superfund process. I've been going to these meetings for a couple years now. And in the final draft, they have maybe 2 sentences about the Superfund. So it's a little bit hard for me to understand how they could do a 20-year plan, economic plan, and much of it focused on the river and not discuss the impact and the opportunities of the Superfund. So I think there will be more discussion. It has not really gone through the Planning Commission process. They started to review it at the Planning Commission, and then they didn't have enough time because they're doing that at the same time as the CI Hub and the Columbia Corridor. Mike is here. He went to the whole thing. Cassie, several people have been following this. I think it has significant impact, and I think that it just, I don't know, maybe Micah, you would like to comment, but I don't think that they put a lot or any viewpoint that there is economic opportunity. So for me, I don't know how other people feel, Cassie and Micah, maybe there's other people too that have gone to those meetings, but it's like there's a disconnect. Like we go to these meetings, we go to their meetings, and doesn't feel like we're meeting in the middle. So I'm hoping to facilitate that actually, but Micah, do you have any comments about the EOA?
Yeah, I think once the proposed draft comes out on Friday and we're able to look at it again or look at it and see if they took our recommendations to include Superfund job prospects. If they didn't, I would love to have a conversation with Caleb and Laura and Hunter on the opportunity for you all to review that and give just very general sort of summation of what Superfund cleanups of certain levels have meant to job growth in those impacted areas, so that the city can incorporate that into their analysis.
Yeah, and for example, things like the Willamette Cove and McCormick and Baxter, they do have economic impact, and people might debate what's the best economic value that these properties could have, but they don't include any economic benefit from restoration, whether it's also like the mitigation sites too. None of that is recognized as an economic benefit to the city. So I think we have some work to do, and I'm hoping to get everybody together, at a CAG meeting if I can. Cassie, do you have any comments about the whole process? Cassie's still here.
No, Sarah, not at this time. Yeah, it's just, I mean, there's, a lot of industry on that committee and a lot of industry lobby. And so, um, we need like folks as well who have, deep knowledge about habitat needs and Endangered Species Act and floodplain and all that to weigh in on this, um, and provide comments as well.
Yeah, so you can find that on their website, and and there's the tree code as well, whether they're, I mean, I guess I've been kind of curious how we do design if the industry sticks to and wins kind of a no tree on industrial property position. And if that, if they're able to maintain that, I mean, we don't want them to maintain that, but, I don't know how it works when you do. I don't think they understand that there's going to be these cleanups that are going to be in water and upland, and probably will have trees planted.
Yeah.
So I think there's this disconnect.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah, for bringing up this really important topic. Really appreciate that and hope that this is something we'll be able to explore more, either at a CAG meeting, like you mentioned, or in a different place. And thanks for everyone who dropped those relevant links into the chat as well. So if folks want to learn more about this topic, feel free to go to those links there.